What's up world, how's it going? Azren here, hope you are doing well today. I want to talk about becoming conversational in a language. Because if you look at people who are learning a language, oftentimes, you'll find people who are very good at writing, you'll find people who are very good at reading, you'll find people who are very good at understanding, but when it comes to actually taking a native speaker and having a proper conversation with them, the majority of people really find that difficult. There's not really that many people, if you look at on a percentage basis, there's really not that many people who are really good at that. And I feel like there's a couple reasons for this, right? I think first and foremost, I think people don't study language in a way that allows them to become conversational, right? Most people will go and spend a large percentage of their time reading, or a large percentage of their time in a classroom, or a large percentage of their time writing, but they don't spend a ton of time on the speaking and on the conversation side of things, which of course then makes it easy. If you do a lot of, for example, writing, you're going to be really good at writing, but you're not going to be very good at speaking. It's just normal. You have to practice every single element of language learning if you want to become good at every single element of language learning. The other thing I think when it comes to becoming conversational is that people are a little bit scared, right? They're afraid of having a lot of conversations or doing a lot of conversation practice because they're afraid of being judged by the native speaker. They're afraid of making mistakes. They're afraid of sounding silly or dumb. They're afraid of inconveniencing the native speaker, right? They don't want to take the native speaker's time and they don't want to bother them. I think that's a really big roadblock that people have. And that makes it really tough, right? Because reading, you can do on your own. You can read a book on your own. You're not bothering anyone. If you make a mistake, nobody sees, right? Same thing with like writing. You could do lots of writing practice and less people see, right? But conversation, you're really putting yourself out there for people to judge you and for people to have an opinion on what you're doing and what you're saying. And that's really scary for a lot of people. Now, here's the big thing though, in my opinion, right? I think there's two different ways you can look at this whole challenge or conundrum of becoming conversational. I think option one is you can look at it and go, you know what, I'm never going to be as good as a native speaker. That's just not going to happen. So I'm going to pick a little bit more of a realistic goal for myself, and I'm going to be happy with that. I don't know if this is the popular belief, but I think for a lot of people, that is actually a really good option. That's a really good way to go. It's okay to look at it and go, listen, I'm not going to put the time and effort in to become really good at conversation, so I'm going to pick something more realistic. There's no problem with that. The other way you could go is to say, listen, this is really important to me. I want to speak like a native speaker or as close to a native speaker as possible. I want to be really good. I want to get my accent better. I want to use a lot of slang and things like that. I want to be able to do a lot of that. And if that's really the decision you make, I think that is the time where you have to really have a look in the mirror and say, it's going to be really hard, but I'm going to take the difficult actions and the uncomfortable actions that it takes to become really good at conversation. I'm going to practice with native speakers. I'm going to use websites like italki.com or things like meetup.com, and I'm going to use websites like that and put myself in uncomfortable situations. I'm going to take a lot of those different action steps so that I really can dig in and take my conversation skills to a really high level, right? I think that's what it comes down to, is making that decision of what do you want to do. Otherwise, if you don't really pick one of those two options, something bad happens, right? Something really bad happens and you pick something in the middle. And that is a dangerous place to be. If you're in the middle, you're going to constantly beat yourself up because a part of you is going to want to be really good, and the other part of you is really scared to do anything about it. And so in your brain, you're thinking to yourself, oh, I wish I was really good. I wish I was really good, but I'm not really good. It's really scary. I can't practice with native speakers. I can't do that. and you're going to have these two conversations going on in your brain at all times, it's super draining, it's frustrating, it's tiring, it's bad for your self-esteem, and it's just a bad situation all around that I don't recommend for anyone. I think it's really good to pick one of those two options. So anyway, hope you guys liked that. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. And yeah, hope you guys have a good day. Bye for now.